you are my share your mama kwaba the management day so United Television so near my health, my life, my pomoding and the main kwa nana kofi usumaje mi grossa papa bi atare fefefe ma begina hanom yenua ba Abigail Ashley oni fa November mu sesia ye ra December boja ye papa bi ye ko afina wie ye 2025 nyame edi ye ko akowie na ye de na sema obuade nyankopon na enne no se ne asi ye in the last 2 months no you see busumi bia ye bebro nutrition debate you see catch them young and they shall be yours forever in kwala na mo a wo munyin no e was here de aduane die hu ntete e ma wo nutrition education na ye bisa mo no ene ne omunim fa various topics are e adwen ye ntanta ye na kakra e wo ho na ye pen puma sibre e wo program so na dietitian one there wa we nicha enti enano topic that pass a very 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 interesting topic. Palm oil intake is healthier than other forms of vegetable oil intake. Just say enwo kokono se udi aduane udi fry bia na udi chia dia aso ma wapom de konkan sing anwa na kanu especially near free seeds just sunflower oil canola oil ni keka ka hono ye pese ahwe se de pa na ma ya pom de konka obi se ngo kokko no enye obi se ngo kokko no ye ebi se anwa no ye ebi se anwa no enye enne no ye be pen pom sibre enti ye the two schools aba wono be debate ye wo two schools e wo ha ye wo St. John's Grammar achimota kwano so pe wo mu jire mu papa mi ken o students mu ani ajob si ye school for no ma bano na ye san so ebo Laboni SHS wrong be like be ebe de basa na mi so de wonim se nana govi uzu de ejuma no me na ye nikinika de owoni beje ho na wusia de so nti ye fra bibi edutainment, education and entertainment ye kire wade no na ye gigi wani so unya ne baby ase my health my life na dietitian one kwa na ebetumi e dia bro enti ya kan sa no mayenda ya boafo ase aboafo de wo munni ho a yensu yenni ho enti me a megina he hu se me ho aye fese ya na wa weni tua se Grossa Ventures Geraldine e wo dakuma nya meche kwan no so o do abrewa na sport in chen o Ekobombe ho na Crown Palace Hotel no echire pa obehu Grossa Ventures atare ya nya ofe ati ase mandarin neck papepi 3/4 papebi color near gum or the fabric too much 0244 250 420 0244 250 420 Grossa Ventures corner on Pembe Mount laundry services and so on. And our face we are the Vegatem says ya malaria dropa Vegatem near to Panacea Pharmacy no media brain Vegatem tough on malaria just say do kakra za uye nya malaria kakra men ha ho bebre ko na koje Vegatem na ku malaria na Yon Vita a delicious way to grow your sponsors back pa no Yon Vita say omo the wheat variant omo the rice variant a brain passage SHS for what hey there na e was so ko school Yon Vita na na was all the ko inulin wo mu e be ma oyemu aye ding vitamin B's a woman in our face so other minerals 16 vitamins and minerals are a bebwama pomodia konkai na school for no omega 3 fatty acids say wo yan vitamin and mawa dream be eti SHS for no me comfort chirem St. John's for ni Laboni ni all SHS for no mon ko na mon koto Yon Vita na mon fanya instant cereal anapa Endpoint homeopathic clinic Endpoint yes say I'm free but I krabata no ye bebre call Tema Community 22 ko ana so hotel na fe ko ahenema kokobeng ewo Kumase na okọ kronoma bohia obetumi ehu omo ewo takrade nso behu omo wo hono nti ko na wonoma henhia ewo Techima na Dr. Dupuati nhwew na fe Kantanka emulate herbal supplement ye per supplement ebe ma ejina ho na yenyanyarewa bebre Kantanka de yenimu omo de supplement papa bia bre nti ko na kotubi na ton ana tobi nanom eti ya buafo no ya katra say it's a laboni thing against St. John's the Apostle John against laboni wrong bell and be ya ba me introduce me contestants na me debaters no na me introduce omo normal to omo school anthem amaye na ya hwe na ya de discussion ahyehyehye so eti patro twen ye basisia ewie ebusuafo ya damazemaji yaji yambuafo krato aba matwen yama yaji yambuafo krato aba senya misika ye ne Laboni SHS and St. John's Grammar SHS na minti grammar no say omusua brofo kwa na wo ha na say den St. John's Grammar no nyanka o mekere me ase but only another time maybe some teacher na on buy and so on. It's St. John's Grammar wonom na omugina me left side no na Xavier J. John Povi or SHS 3 or yeah general art mami who give me a wave and I feel Rachel Ajua Tete and also your general art students or SHS 3 any essence were Kezia Delali Abigail or your general art students or SHS 3 and a teacher on your mobile and your friend and Linda Ampere or your patron for the debaters club just a more Kuopa womo debate St. John's Grammar no and I face so Laboni no they are represented by Princess Ohiniwa Ajikum, a general art student SHS 3 Mami Wave Princess no and I feel will rename na Valet Saki SHS 3 and there were Fatima Suglo Abdurrahim or a business student SHS 3 eti amamu nyina akwaba eti I introduce mu de mema St. John's for edikan at wonomu school anthem eti we St. John's ni na would try and now would say you old student of St. John's alumnus of St. John's Grammar SHS now nayen at school anthem eti mo mayanko ready go we praise and hail your name St. John's School of great fame. You are the hope of our future. May God grant you honor. May God grant you honor. When we shall take our place, your great name we shall raise. Never failing our alma mater, in firmness shall we stand, in firmness shall we stand. Your product shall not fail, proclaim your high ideals, struggling with courage and duty, when
wherever we may be, wherever we may be.
Bonse, ma, say, oh, Mammy, Sambono, St. John's Grammar, Papa, Mumu antem na de pa but e waka kraba ye nyina ye besia mumu amaya de mo anwe broni nkate school ba go bi omo ba na ebinum ntometo antem no ma me hwe se la bosco won be o mi ti o won be it we na ye to give a have him it won be La Bosco, great La Bosco. Many of my school anthem.
Arise, 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 Laboni rise, ye youth of Laboni arise, and hail the founding fathers' call. Arise and shake your dross away, primus semper aurora. And wake to the clarion's call, then work from dawn to dusk, and lift high the banner of love, who never knows defeat. You are not too light, too low. The founding fathers charge you. Arise and fly, La Bosco. Rise with the dawn and conquer. Walk back, like back.
Hey, walk back like back. What's it the walk back like? But we say my La Bosco. Hey, La body papa be. Obviously primus then.
Semper Aurora.
Primus semper aurora. No, I say saying.
Always first at dawn.
Always first at dawn. It's only one bear. Just say, when the cock crows in the morning. Oh, powerful anthem. 80 years the best so yeah, best started from St. John's Grammar. Or more first debater, principal debater, no, or be debated for 7 minutes. And La Bosco, St. John's is speaking for the motion. Omoka says palm oil intake is healthier than other forms of vegetable oil intake. Now, La Boni SHS Akasa against the motion. Omoka said here, assembly can say palm oil intake is healthier than other forms of vegetable. And to my school for idea, omo de brofo any tree no ebe fra my. And to one principal speaker no. Kaiser and his principal speaker,
The chair, impartial panel of adjudicators, accurate timekeeper, distinguished guests, organizers of UTV debates, and here for ladies and gentlemen, Michamunina, Midende, Kaiser de Lali Abigail, the principal speaker from the noble grounds of the most prestigious St. John's Grammar Senior High School, vehemently supporting the motion before the House. I quote, palm oil intake is healthier than other forms of vegetable oil intake. Unquote. Among for assembly tintini ni tietie nyina se yankasa yangu koko ayedi ene angwa hoda kenina emu dia he na me na obeka se apomodin wom me ne mapam for jisum se ane yankasa yangu koko no edamufua se angwa hoda kenina, and I am going to prove to you all that samagani amagashia ene yehu amagawo ho. The chair, before I defend my stand, kindly permit me to enlighten you. According to the AOCS.org, palm oil refers to the edible vegetable oil that is extracted from the reddish mesocarp of the African palm fruit, whereas vegetable oil is the generic name given to all forms of oils that are derived from plants. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know that palm oil was originated from West Africa, where it has been used as a medicinal and dietary staple for over 5,000 years? Do you remember that old lady that's lived over 100 years in your hometown? Do you ask of her secret? It was as a result of good food that led to good health. Why is it that this same oil that has raised generations of Africa is now branded as the killer of these people? My opponent, it is erroneous for you to say that too much intake of palm oil would lead to weight gain and other side effects. That's notwithstanding, palm oil remains the best. After all, too much intake of everything is bad. My team and I say yes to the motion due to the following reasons. Firstly, it's an undeniable fact that palm oil contains no additives because it is locally made. Additives such as trans fats and omega-6 are harmful substances to the human body. They raise bad cholesterol, increase the risk of stroke and heart attack. Sad enough, these additives are found in the so-called well-refined vegetable oils that my opponents are risking our health advertising. Amanfo, mumu wan ne bepe se obedi angwa a edi yare bebre no. Mejitum se enya wo, na enya menso. Meda se wo ho. Secondly, palm oil improves brain health. Dr. Chandan Kaysen, a renowned regenerative medicinal expert at Ohio State University, has conducted a significant research about the neuroprotective properties of palm oil and has discovered alpha-tocotrienols, a rich source of vitamin E that helps prevent the growth of brain tumors and also slow down dementia. Metra a reference sentence. Moreover, palm oil improves proper vision. The house, I would like you all to close your eyes for some few seconds and then open it. How does that feel? This should tell you how important the eye is to us as humans. Therefore, we look to further to ways and means to protect against eye diseases. Meanwhile, we have our locally extracted palm oil that has vitamin A, a strong antioxidant that fights against night blindness, portal blindness, and even dry eyes. The house, let me ride you all back to the old times where the youth of those days, had nice skin with acne-free faces. Mubisa when a hint asem ana. It was as a result of the frequent use of palm oil in their meals that gave them the benefits of vitamin D and K, and that is the nice skin we envy till now. Furthermore, palm oil improves cardiovascular health. Palm oil contains tocotrienols, which is also a rich source of vitamin E that prevents cardiac arrest and also prevents related heart diseases. Metra akumayare. Also, palm oil boosts immunity. Palm oil contains beta-carotenes na ebuwa maya kutia yare kronkro biti se esichire yare, kokram yare, metra, diabetes, stroke, and cancer. Furthermore, palm oil serves as a first aid for poisoned persons. Yeni na abedi ho adanse se ewe yen fiefie mu no so bifa edubon a yedi kan man engu kokko asane de na kwa ayasabia. Munim dientia because palm oil contains strong antioxidants which helps in liver detoxification. The chair, impartial panel of adjudicators, accurate timekeeper, distinguished guests, organizers of UTV debates, Etiefoni Ashafo, ladies and gentlemen, palm oil is what the accounts will say, yenaye diemu, na the palm of fiensua, oye. Let us focus on improving palm oil and not disregard it. My opponent, it is erroneous for you to stand here filled with ignorance, ready to argue on the fact that palm oil is indeed the best among the rest. May that say.
Very interesting. Kezia na ordina nundisem egu hono no principal speaker at the St. John's Grammar na or the tree fry or say ngokoko no yemfa bibia fry or say eboa ma wadwen mu eda ho wadwen etuminyi kama rain free niama basa o kan say vitamin A and so a ema yeni etumi hu ade yes yeni vitamin D ni vitamin K so a ema ye hu nam dua no etoso o say vitamin E tocotrienols no so ema yakuma eye dwuma ye enti yeda sepa yenuaba Kezia yanko principal speaker for Laboni SHS yenuaba princess ohinwa ajekum.
Mr. Chairman, panel of impartial judges, accurate timekeeper, distinguished guests, co-debaters, fellow students, organizers of UTV, ladies and gentlemen, I deem it a great honor to be before this house to debate on this crucial topic. The palm oil intake is healthier than other vegetable oil intake. A quote by Benjamin Smoke said, and I quote, "Good nutrition is essential for good health, and good nutrition begins with choosing the right kind of fat, not just any oil that is widely marketed and cheap." Palm oil might be everywhere, from your snack to the Skittles, but is it really the best choice for your health? While some argue about its frying stability, while some praise it for its frying stability, popular doesn't mean healthier. A closer look reveals a different story. We know that and we believe that this debate concerns health impacts, nutritional value, and overall sustainability of human consumption over
as compared to other common vegetable oil. I am Ohinwa Princess Nanadra Ejekum, the principal speaker for Laboni Senior High School. Our stance is clear. Palm oil is not better than other vegetable oil. In fact, in several key areas, it is the worst. Mr. Chairman, first and foremost, palm oil contains higher saturated fat. Palm oil contains about 50% saturated fat. Research by the World Health Organization confirms this fact. Diets or foods high in saturated fat increase LDL cholesterol, raising the risk of cardiovascular diseases. So I don't understand why my fellow debater or my opponent will say that palm oil increases cardiovascular health. Meanwhile, according to the WHO or the World Health Organization, it says that it raises the risk of cardiovascular health as it increases LDL cholesterol, which is also known as the bad cholesterol and is unhealthy for the body. Oils like olive oil, canola oil, and sunflower oil are richer in heart-healthy monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats. Nutritionally, palm oil is a trick pony. Other vegetable oils do better for your health and performance. Palm oil is natural, so it is the healthiest. Many people assume that, just like my opponent, she started by saying that Ghanaians already use palm oil, making it look like palm oil is natural and it is the healthiest. This is a misconception because palm oil is extracted from fruits and ours is extracted from seed. That's the vegetable oil. You call yours healthy. This is a misconception. Palm oil contains a high proportion of saturated fat. I guess my opponent doesn't understand saturated. When we say something is saturated, it means it has so many fats that are unhealthy to the body. Other vegetable oils like olive oil, canola oil have monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fat. All these fats are good to the body. Canola oil has 7% fat, whilst olive oil has 10%. Palm oil, which is a vegetable oil, excluding it, let me tell you that palm oil is also a vegetable oil. Palm oil is not a fruit oil. It is a vegetable oil. And we are debating that it is healthier than other vegetable oils. Other vegetable oils like olive oil, canola oil, and sunflower oil. Sunflower oil has 10% fat, whilst palm oil has about 50% fat, which leads to LDL cholesterol. Ladies and gentlemen, imagine this. 2 jars are filled with olive oil and the other is filled with palm oil. The first one is clear and smooth. The other filled with palm oil is solidified at room temperature. Solid fat indicates that higher saturated fat content, which is not heart friendly. As the physician Hippocrates said, and I quote, "Let thy food be thy medicine, and thy medicine be thy food." Palm oil with its high saturated fat content cannot act as that medicine when compared with other healthier vegetable oils like coconut oil, olive oil, and canola oil. Moreover, other vegetable oil are more beneficial for specific health needs. Example, the olive oil. It contains high levels of monounsaturated fats and antioxidants. Flaxseed oil and soybean oil offer omega-3 fatty acids. I don't understand why my opponent didn't go and research what to find out. Omega-3 acid helps to boost brain immunity and also helps the heart. She claimed that omega-3 and omega-6 help destroy the health factors in the body. Avocado also maintains stability at high heat with superior nutrient retention. Palm oil cannot at all be considered healthier when other vegetable oils like canola oil, olive oil offer better alternatives. While some argue that palm oil does not affect heart health, I heard them say that studies according to the American Heart Association shows that regular intake of palm oil can raise bad cholesterol, a major risk factor for heart attacks and strokes. My darling mothers and fathers outside, do you want to keep on taking palm oil so that later on you'll be having stroke? Uko hospital na yakase when you stroke unim the eba. I'm trying to let you know that the intake and the regular intake of palm oil is also a cause of these heart attacks and stroke that you don't know where it's coming from. Consider these two people, the distinguished guests, Ajua and Efia. They both use vegetable oil. Ajua cooks daily with sunflower oil rich in polyunsaturated fats. Efia uses palm oil every day. After months, Efia is more likely to show LDL cholesterol levels. Healthy hearts requires unsaturated fats, not saturated ones. As cardiologist Dr. Dean Onish famously said, and I quote, "Your diet can be your best medicine or your worst enemy." Palm oil leans towards the latter compared to other vegetable oils. Furthermore, palm oil hides in processed foods and increases the health risk unknowingly. It is cheap and heat stable, so it is in almost everything packaged, from instant noodles to pastries to snacks. People consume it without even realizing. Imagine these two friends make the same fried snack every day. Alex uses palm oil while Sam uses canola oil. Months later, Alex's routine snack is gradually building cholesterol in his arteries, while Sam's heart is cruising smoothly. You can't see it happening, but the difference is real. That is what is happening to most of our parents today and most of the old people today. We do not know that the intake of the palm oil is the one building the cholesterol in our arteries that later leads us to having heart attacks and stroke. This shows that choosing palm oil regularly is like slowly adding fuel to a fire in your arteries. And my fellow opponents want you to be adding more fuel to a fire that is already adding more fuel to your arteries, causing heart attacks and other sorts of heart diseases. There is yet another general misconception that I would like to clear. Palm oil is best for cooking because it is stable. Yes, I concede that palm oil back in the days was normally used for cooking and it was stable for deep frying, but stability does not equal healthiness. Other oils like canola oil, sunflower oil, and olive oil also withstand high temperature without the same saturated fat. Think of a car, a vehicle well on low quality fuel. Well, it would move all right, but after some time the engine suffers. Similarly, palm oil may do that to your heart. Your heart is the engine here and it suffers the price for it. Furthermore, and I quote, palm oil is rich in vitamins, so it must be healthy. While palm oil contains vitamin E and beta-carotene, refined palm oil, which most people consume, loses much of these nutrients after processing. Meanwhile, vegetable oils like olive oil, canola oil retain far more beneficial compounds such as polyphenols and omega-3 fats. Palm oil may be everywhere, cheap, but healthier? No, not even close. Nutritionally and ethnically, many vegetable oils are healthier and more sustainable options. The chair, panel of impartial judges, accurate timekeeper, distinguished guests, fellow students, co-debaters, organizers of UTV, ladies and gentlemen, while palm oil has some benefits, the claim that it's healthier than other vegetable oil is misleading and incomplete. Stand with me, therefore, against the motion. Palm oil intake is healthier than other vegetable oil intake. As the Dalai Lama said, and I quote, "He who takes good care of himself takes good care of his body and his life." Thank you.
Wow. Simple, mommy, simple. No, tina now bones. Very, very eloquent young ladies. Someone no, papa. Enti Princess Ohinwa Ajekumoye, principal speaker at the Laboni SHS. Nanu December wode atu jano or kanyama bebre or say palm oil no saturated fats. A woman was surpa na saturated fat. Say carbon bonds in shishe si kwan bia ni ho a another element bi beba be join and o can say etumi ema kumayare or patch say nkofo ka say palm oil ye natural ne mbongu and ye natural and kire say ema pomodin konkan or kire so say olive oil ni other vegetable oil canola oil ni keka kan avocado oil ni keka hono ewo antioxidants so ewo omega-3 fatty acids boa wadwen o kire say so what standy enwo kokko na eti say engine oil any grease ashemu ma obenwu ana car no ejina ho ma oni pedua no na wuntini no srade akohihemu ni o friend cholesterol no na come heart attack ene yade ahodo bi osan so e kan say udi palm oil sana ebetumi ahaw na dwen na wachire no ye nutritionist and dietitians no movie ye bebo no tofa na yaka the evidence based approach ewo sa topic as dietitians are the professionals, the authority in nutrition no yes ye the anu disem but in some of my canning nyina wo mo very very educative and interesting ye pese ye ko tie mo so nya mo woka Vox Pop omo kwan so no omo mutimantwa no mo ye dwuma wo kiosk ni stores no omo so omo adwenkyere wo mo sen se enwo kokko no aso ema pomudin konkan esen anwa na kanana enti no eho asem na ye bisa enti moma yentie Vox Pop na yentie nia nkofo ewoka
enwo no eyechen anwanom nze enwo de no an ye tete embo se wutwemako wonya wonsusu abi o obo ampezi o wonya nwo a ehwam gusu a ebo ama onipa dua na hoden ebam enya nwo no bia wudi anada de adane de enye papa ebi nso okọ market e ko eno nso enye papa wo be hwe garo num na wona dawom eno enye papa en wo papa ne de esi okora na wuhwie ani no kora gyen ye de atie gya acheso ehwam eno de ko mu a emeya hoden de be sere wo ma e wo market ne ye ma amenom no yesere wo mpe aduane enwo ye papa emfa maye ni di a enya hoden
ngo kokoye angwani ye di a etumi ma enya typhoid ene malaria nti bebre na am tombis bebre na oba omupe ngo kokko no si anwa no ti anwa no kakra bi na si so eto de bi mpo ensa na ngo ne de esa ansa na makofi ni sudi fra nti ya eto aduane ye sudi die ye suzo mi ankasa efise sudi die nipa ni dia oti wona na ni sudi no ema ngo ne ye kokokokokoko enwa ankasa nso tumi se na ni edu sudi ni de na ni eye ko
so de me pese me ma atiefo nyina hu se wo kokko ene enwo de eye ne se first no na enwo kokko eye ema e nipadua enka ne kra na se obi efa poison no mo a na se ye kai ma na wo kokko a wono ma etimi poison e woni mu nyina afi o na se se aye wo mu ye hu de ye papa ntika me me de etumi me de a nka wo kokko ye sene enwo kokko eye sene anwa
kokko no de no ahode wo mchen anwa no ko mi se me de anwa na se de mare de ache no ba mi de kokko no so a me hu ne effect bia o mi body chen kokko no de kama ene so sa ma problem ba anwa na de ne no ma yi bia frafra ntene bi o kwara kodi kwa ma sa be house a
yesu sano ye hu se omo ma yete ase se enwo ya de bia em se abodi wo but em se wo kenkan ne ma na wo hwe ne ma ba ko mi so a anwan so ya de a edon so no ahode wo mpa na de me hu ne se enwo no ya de bia eda wo de si obi o nya room temperature itimi da no sa no eya na mwayen eno ma ye cholesterol no krat mi cholesterol ba anwa no say no so eno no enda what they call room temperature eno bro ni ba kan say unsaturated fat na engoni saturated fat enti me hu ne say enwo no ene anwa no aka me hu ne say nka anwa no ye
na no hwe mu anwa na ye anwa se na tibia enda ewo ye mo titi ye kube anwa no enye sa abrofo anwa na ye die de no mu ye kube anwa no na ye papa enda atenwu die wudi ye de no di esi wo kra itimi da se na esi wo da na sa na ewo ye mu so betimi ada itimi hwe mu anwa mu na ye
yeah, you see them go forward. Very interesting comments. Me just say wonsu obi ka wo adwenkyere who use enwoda who use anwada enti wunim sene eko adwongo pa odi aduane odi aye anointed rice bi sene koyie enwo kokko bi pa odi aye kontomre froy palava sauce abomu papa bi what chino amana ya shishe na wodi ogu kontomres wa pebo de papa bi ana bayire pona bayire bi na wodi di ebe de kama wono mo kire se bi no se engu kokko no not ebi si engu kokko no yes eti mayentie supporting speaker se or battle bi or akase bi atia ne laboni for akane de gum framai eti the supporting speaker second debater or St. John's Grammar Savior and Obekasa for 5 minutes.
The chair, honorable panel of adjudicators, accurate timekeeper, distinguished guests, in your for all other protocols duly and humbly observed. I am the supporting speaker in favor of the motion before the House. I quote, palm oil intake is healthier than other forms of vegetable oil intake. I unquote. I am indeed a savior sent from the noble grounds of the most prestigious St. John's Grammar Senior High School to redeem you from the corrupt notions that my opponents want to infest our brain with. to begin with, let's say I strongly disagree with the point that my opponent raised, telling us that palm oil risks cardiovascular health. My opponent, who told you so? Don't you know that your so-called raw refined vegetable oil contains trans fat and lots of additives which risk our health? Can you tell me that there is any form of additive in our locally made palm oil? No. So what from this point without evidence? Also, my opponent, you told us that oils like sunflower oil and seed oils are better and healthier than vegetable oil. You know what, my opponent, this is a health matter. Let's not deceive ourselves at all. According to the former Director General of Ghana Health Service, Dr. Ajimai Akosa, he is telling us that palm oil is healthier than other forms of vegetable oil, and he even laid emphasis telling us that, my opponent, let me question you before I continue. Have you ever boiled corn to see oil on it before? Have you ever squeezed sunflower to see oil on it before? Can't you see that those so-called vegetable oils of yours are artificially made? Let me show you an evidence. After crushing this palm fruit, you can see oil, which can be compared to our oil. Palm oil is locally made, so your artificially made oils shouldn't be something that you'll be risking our health with. Also, my opponent, you told us that there is omega-3 in your so-called well-refined vegetable oils, which improves your health. Let me tell you something. I have a document here which talks about disadvantages of these vegetable oils you are talking about, and this omega-3 vegetable oil you are talking about encourages harmful gut bacteria. Oh, my opponent, let's not deceive ourselves, okay? Because the saying goes that a little hole in a ship will sink that very great ship. So the little lies you tell here is going to destroy generations. It's going to risk the health of a lot of people. So my opponent, let's be sincere to ourselves. Also, you told us that vegetable oils contain antioxidants. Don't you know that palm oil, which is locally made, also contains more of the antioxidants you are talking about? Now, you said that vegetable oils are rich in vitamins such as vitamin E and others. According to the Malaysian Palm Oil Council, palm oil has the highest amount of vitamins which is supposed to be taken. So you shouldn't speak based on your mind. You shouldn't speak based on your mindset. Let's go with evidence. Let's go with what intellectuals and people who are dealing in the field are telling us, and not what our mind tells us alone. Also, you talked about packaging and you gave a comparison. My opponent, let me tell you something. It's not about packaging. Let me tell you something. And yes, not all that glitters is good. So don't look at the attraction and the packaging. Look at your health, because your health is your life. All other protocols you observe. I'd like to add one more point, that palm oil helps in proper development of babies in the womb. According to the European Safety Authority and then the UNICEF, they are telling us that, and let's accept that, all other protocols duly and humbly observed. Now that I've been able to refute, kick down, and correct the corrupt notions that my opponent brought on board, I'd like to appreciate the whole house as you help me in encouraging our well and locally made palm oil to promote a healthier lifestyle. Kai say, wapomodin eye wonkwa, Madam Watson.
All right, 80 Yenya Bema Savior J. John Kovi or yes supporting speaker, second debater Demat St. John's na or then I know the same at all. Young Kotie, the second debater of Free Laboni, Ewo Kachere, second debater, 5 minutes.
The chair, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, organizers of UTV United, UTV My Health My Life show, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, I am René Nanawiram Balesaki, the first supporting speaker for Team Aboni against the motion which says palm oil intake is healthier than other vegetable oils. Palm oil has played an indigenous role in our Ghanaian culture. It is used in the preparation of various delicacies, local delicacies such as gobe, beans, nkontomire, and many more which you do enjoy. But for the fact that it has been a part of our culture does not mean it is good for consumption. Should we overlook the hazardous effects it poses on our health and continue its consumption when we can resort to other vegetable oils like canola oil and olive oil, which are low in saturated fats? The chair, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to list and elucidate points to back my stance. The chair, ladies and gentlemen, palm oil contains processing contaminants such as glycidyl ester and 3-monochloro-propane 1,2-diol contaminants, which was a study made by Bakia et al. After this alters the DNA in human beings and causes cancer. due to the high temperatures of 200 degrees or 392 degrees Fahrenheit, to which palm oil is heated to. It causes these contaminants to be put into this oil. But for vegetable oils, such as canola oil and olive oil, there is no facts to prove that these contaminants are added to it during the heating process. The chair, ladies and gentlemen, in addition, vegetable oil has an added advantage. Vegetable oil such as extra virgin olive oil goes through a minimal heating stage. This means most of the nutrients in it are preserved, such as vitamin E, oleic acid, other antioxidants, and many more that we need. But for palm oil, which goes through high heating temperatures of 200 degrees Celsius or 392 degrees Fahrenheit, all these nutrients are lost. But for vegetable oils, which already have maintained and preserved this through their minimal heating structure, they can go through a fortification stage where more nutrients are added, and this would help benefiting us in the long run, because this will give us zinc, which is for strong bones, give us calcium for strong teeth, and give us iron for the production of hemoglobin in the body. This is a clear fact that vegetable oil intake is way better and healthier than palm oil intake. The chair, ladies and gentlemen, on to my last point. Dietary guidelines advise the intake of vegetable oil. A leading health association like the American Heart Association advised replacing saturated fats with unsaturated fats to reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease such as coronary thrombosis, hypertension, and many more. This favors other oils, other vegetable oils such as colonal oil and the olive oil, which is 17% and 7% in fats respectively, unlike palm oil, which has 50% saturated fat in it. Just wait, see the harm palm oil is doing to us. The chair, ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, my agenda here is not to trash the intake of palm oil, but to make known to you and to create awareness on the fact that it poses dangerous effects to our health, and to shine more light on other vegetable oils such as canola oil and olive oil, which helps lowering the cholesterol and many more benefits. The chair, ladies and gentlemen, our opponents here, or my co-debaters here, said palm oil improves brain health. But we all know that, also I've said, that palm oil is heated to very high levels of 200 degrees Celsius. So all these nutrients that you claim are in are lost. You also said that palm oil helps babies in the womb. I've also mentioned the contaminants in the processing stage like glycerol acid, ester, and 3-monochloropropane 1,2-diol, which this thing alters the DNA and affects the child in the long run. You also stated that vegetable oil contains trans fats, which trans fats. Where is your evidence? You are talking from your stomach. You should come here with more facts. This is a debate. In conclusion, the chair, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, organizers of UTB My Health My Life, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, these I've spoken, you've heard. These are the statistics, and they are very clear. Now the ball is in your court, and I'm here to make it more easier. Support our backing and our claim that palm oil, and stand against the motion that palm oil intake is healthier than other vegetable oils. Thank you.
That's easy. Adia young boys and girls see eye wa hanom no enye better sa etioma ya de pa yemprim we etioma ya de yenua bema na ordinary do disem ema yen no nana Saki Violet Saki, I believe. It's your no patch say adia no eye bibrim ha. The fact say ngogogo no ye wo hanum nkyere say ema pomodin or past says any boy for cry no nkyere say ema pomodin or kyere say dietitian for yen guidelines are the mano ye botia palm oil die enti ono no sa no patch so say nyame bia eni say wo oil no no ebi wo mu na friend contaminants no can say temperature ye di heat palm oil ya na wo soro pa ye disease just so che enti ya na eno so e the transfats ne ekeka ka ho ebeka ho o say sa nyama na etumi sisa akwala ya fani yefuni bobia sene wo so ye no etumi sisa ne DNA ekakre eti wakana dwen wache na dwen yenko final speakers every both sides no make me who say teachers no omo fans or background omo pe laboni St. John's patron no St. John's grammar omo patron for the debating club no and Mama Gifty Ivy Kwashi onozo ha wa ma fans eti ye hwe se fans no ebe ma mo win anaze ombelusu eti yanko yan sister ho and yan sister Rachel Ajua Tete concluding speaker, final speaker and a final debater or debater ma St. John's Grammar yanko.
Chair, impartial panel of judges, and all other protocols duly and respectfully observed. Michiamuna, Midi, Ede Rahel Ajwatete, a proud student from the prestigious St. John's Grammar, and the concluding speaker for the motion, I quote, palm oil intake is healthier than other forms of vegetable oil intake. Unquote. Ebusia for my beautiful and eloquent principal speaker, with my handsome and intelligent supporting speaker, I believe was able to convince this noble house with enough and relevant points as to why palm oil intake is healthier than other forms of vegetable oil intake. The points are: 1. Palm oil contains zero trans fat. 2. Palm oil helps support brain health. 3. Palm oil helps improve vision. 4. Palm oil ensures a healthy and a glowing skin. 5. Palm oil helps boost the immune system. 6. Palm oil helps reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease. 7. Palm oil helps in proper development of babies in the womb. 8. Palm oil helps in hair growth. 9. Palm oil helps serve as a first aid for food poisoning in our homes. 10. Palm oil nurtures perfect balance and nutrition in malnourished children. Last but not the least, palm oil helps in bone tendency and strength. The chair, the house, those are 11 enough and relevant points as to why my team and I say in Gokoko et demufwa say angwa akenina. The chair in penifobu baby say akwala on man mamen bentwa and panet wonder. All I'm trying to say is that if we as a nation or as a team have decided not to take in our locally made palm oil and go for the so-called refined vegetable oil, then we should remember that diseases will never depart from us. The chair, even the Bible says in John chapter 8 verse 32 that we shall know the truth and the truth shall never depart from us. My opponent, you can have this. The chair, the house. Let us all support the motion now to help us and the generations to come. Let us for a better and a healthier standard of living, and always remember my health, my life, my pomade, menkwa, me damwasi.
Isimbolo mu mayambo nsembio aya de pa enye izo kuchale vema omude ka o de etie final one final speaker of free laboni yenhwe se ono so betumi akania yenua ba Rachel kan negua Fatima Suglo Abdurrahim final speaker yanko.
The chair, panel of impartial judges, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, distinguished guests, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, I, Fatima Suglo Abdurrahim, the second supporting speaker of my team, stand firmly against the motion that palm oil intake is healthier than other vegetable oil intake. The chair, people say that palm oil is natural and traditional, but being natural and traditional does not mean healthier. Let's follow scientific evidence and not traditional alone. The chair, they mentioned that the principal speaker of my opponent stated that palm oil is not stated that other vegetable oil is not good for weight loss. Are you trying to tell me that palm oil rather is good for weight loss, which contains saturated fat of 50%, and other vegetable oil which rather contains normal fat, total fat of 17 grams. My chair, the principal speaker of my opponent, said that palm oil contains vitamin A and K, while the first supporting speaker of my opponent also quoted us wrongly that we said palm oil does not contain nutrients. This is not true. We are saying that palm oil contains nutrients, but those in that of other vegetable oil contains more richer of those nutrients, which helps in human. The chair, these are the points my team and I have raised to win this debate. Low saturated fat in vegetable oil. Other vegetable oil are more beneficial for specific health needs. Palm oil hides in processed foods, which increase the risk of cardiovascular diseases. Palm oil contains processing
contaminate. Other vegetable oil contains essential nutrients. Dietary guidelines support the intake of other vegetable oil, weight loss, and better diet. The chair. If my opponent even said earlier on that palm oil is not good for weight, it's good for weight loss. How can you tell me? Imagine a fat woman, an obese woman who wants to lose weight, and palm oil is recommended to this woman. How will it help this woman? An oil which contains 50% of fat. 50%. I repeat. This woman, I'm sure when she even entered this whole hall, and I bet was so. Like Obanum say, cry boy was so. And say, how will it help this particular woman? The chair, the house, the evidence is overwhelming and unambiguous. I know we've been abreast with adequate knowledge on the intake of other vegetable oil and will prefer a healthier vegetable oil for a healthy life. And hence, I urge you all to support us against the motion that palm oil intake is healthier than other vegetable oil intake. Thank you.
Oh, lovely. Mumaya momo a very loud in symbol. Oh my dear papa. Afenunu nyina ya dear woma kasa. Igwale ni my dear. Oh, Ghana wadachi. Mumbai nutrition, what I say, Mumbai you have nutrition, dietetics, na mundani dietitians because some of my canning and twice a kobe jumpa. Research no a kumpa enti omaya dear. Ye pese a boa no me the marks no put it together. Na me moderator, chairman, accurate timekeeper. So your panel of judges. 1,000 dietitian one kwa ene 2 years sir 80 ye die ho akwa ba ye koba ye the results no be che won gbe ofim na kofo won gbe
lagbe
St. John's Grammar
dependable, we will never fail you.
Chese ye chiri wa ye mpanshire. Oh, nice one. Ji abu ngrat. Aha ye de. Eti ye die ho ya basesia. Bushafo Adama sise matwe ya maji aboa fon krato aba ahaye de komono aye de we chiri ho teachers rokra debate bi fie ha nyina obi aye debate nutrition debate papa UTV my health my life dietitian numero 1 me pena me bro set educative content na ajerisani economy to me hu se laboni na win o se St. John's na win o pacho na win obi ni ye hwim wan na win St. John's na win laboni na win me hu mo vim ni ye o won gbe
lagbe
mo we read me feel too much eti senior we see hu hanom no ye wo hampers bi free Promasidol yon Vita mo ye sponsors of your show yi my brain hampers papa ye debema ye contestants no and ye debaters no afenunu nyina ya ade pa na me pese me ka kire yen say point no bi o mo ka ye no obo quote din back Itala I was all the year come so ubo quote di na wan fa yi anka ho a yentumi hu se 1920 research anaye mpremprem anti was esua eta na kire se ahodo bebre eka ho na afi so corn oil no ewo gem eweni hona oil no ewo even though esua no yetumi boaboa bebre ano enya oil efiri honum enti enye no kre bebre se ni nyina ya artificial ye produce ewo lab mom ye produce ewo factories enti corn oil ni canola ni olive no olive cra de fat bebre wom na fe so trans fats no teach you no a heating process no so wo de keja na check and na temperature 200 degrees Celsius long temperatures for long no any to mima trans fats no eba but the advantage of palm oil one say essential antioxidants vitamin A, vitamin C and vitamin E. Now, sir, antioxidants see to me bois and neutralizes saturated fats no kakra. No cre say palm oil was saturated fats, but researchers we believe say the fact say palm oil sanso antioxidants no bois ema sa effect no ano brass kakra. Na fe so was say sisu dia say guidelines na wo hono no and chrese main di palm oil guidelines no chere dudu e wo se odi enti enya no chrese dietary guidelines chrese main enya say the dietitian bi andi enwo kokko de bi enya no chere omega 3 no yampa se wo other vegetable oils no ebi kakra so palm oil no enti eno no enti ye kan si so se processed foods no say ye palm oil o ye to me use other vegetable oils no so be a processed foods enti anya no kra say palm oil nkwan na ye processed foods ye to me use other vegetable oils e de ye processed foods enti eno no enti asem no ne say ne tofa bomu yenye position as dietitians are ye authority for nutrition ye kasa emaniko ichire efa nutrition aduane identity honom ye position say ye palm oil o say ye vegetable oil o men fancy jaso enche so heaty oils for a very long time esesa isoma no sesa ne bobia no se ne sitia no sesa from a cis fat to a trans fat and this wo nu aduane a no wa ye ne stir fry kakra bi na wa tu efrija no so ebinom de oil no gu bowl no mu na odi jene ni ntosegum wa chimu sa na oil no sesa na da ne trans fat na cholesterol bebre ebebrel afesu yusu olive oil na other oils so kra na wo chimu cha eno so edisa problem na de ba ko ha mene se ebinom ye fry na de sija so na wa tue na wa kanish na wa tue na wa kanish oh yes sir you are reheating the oils eti ni papa yomu ni ye yomu ni se ubechichemu na de good bowls mu into fa na wa kanish eti palm oil nyango bone other vegetable oils also nya but you see ebia obe use bia no se so na memfa oil na enye nkwan nanim na fro nanim like a sea of Galilee na empa de bi anye ne sa kakra bi na we use enti palm oil no yampa say saturated kakra into eno so use a na wato boase enti oil bia obetumi because guidelines no grandma kwan say obedi about 5 to 10% saturated fats into to me use palm oil but men yen bebre to me use vegetable oil men yen bebre men chimu so enche bebre oh yes sir ebe how enti me professional position na me de ama no me da sepa se otie ni asopem na obeye sesia wo hu ne wo se oye efa oils na ye die no ho enti me be judge me be declare winner and the loser. Is it Laboni? Is it St. John's Grammar? Hey, ebinom say am dependable. Ebinom so dey am see wrong, man. Hey, local stars, very nice. 80 by the powers vested in me as the accurate timekeeper, as the panel of judges, and as the chairman and moderator of this nutrition debate. Where your friend on nutrition debate? Enti afia ye komu ye be hwe se ye de be pia ben mo e wo mo amu SHS se Accra Kumasi Takra de nyame ye yadom na ye nya aboafo ma won so ya sene a ye de be ko other regions no na school afufro ya kan other topics. Last 2 months ye discuss lime water and weight loss. Gray areas na ya dwen entanta e wo ho no eno na ye be discuss. Enti me gina simpie isu e ka se debate na ye no e ye draw Apai, draw. Mumbo sema debaters, you know. Oh my idea, pa. 80, young Vita see young presenti, way momenti, yeah, the bema bako, patron me to me move back in 15 ha, ebe presenti a mom. Aha. Mamifa la boni, one bear. Okay, mumbe jimo, I will move right to oh, nice one. Who's done it? Okay, congratulations. Moon traffic just calculating by my wife. Well done. Let me shake your hand. Well done. Nutrition debates no ABC me Kyle say Jumedie senior was ni gusu a wohwe every United Television my health my life na one more making it possible ya boafo no Vegatem tough on malaria and I feel young Vita omode we are brain my idea pa into uko school a fitina ko young Vita all the way and I'm there endpoint homeopathic clinic and so ya sin patro ya bia how be a journey to mechanical endpoint Dr. Edubuating obetenete ama na face so Kantanka emulate herbal supplement a ma ahoden e konkan enti omo no ma so ya sin me matare me se hu se me te hye bibia e ofa e grocer papa bi me dada me ho am wa hwe se grocer de cut to fit grocer tailor to fit grocer knitting and they know come on omo ye laundry omo ye there mo infa material cramba ma material no pama e de ne ya nana Kofi Owusu madam me crew me production team Dora Boating or yeah me producer me cameraman papa hey cameraman onye ni paketwa abai shele mukaila munyina me DOP me refi ni din kakra aha Jacob Kubi or yeah DOP current acting DOP or so camera menu abel me so support him mami udin Steven and so ever had more and afe so boama jina boama wa ha and afe so macho jiremu and mukaila so jiremu nana kania so ewo mu eti babu afolo does by it's a honey ya dey come to chair no ABC priso bi peso ewe chire oh my god interesting it's a honey ya ABC that's ene ye the foforo bro memory free say my health my life my pomudin you can say my health my life mo just saying my pomudin ya kram bye bye